at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback podcast time. Welcome to the 49ers vs. Rams game preview. This is the regular season finale, week 18. We're ratcheting up the energy big time. Alex, I'm super excited about this. This is a playoff caliber football game. The 49ers need to win to get into the playoffs. Of course, a loss and they can still get in, but they need some help. So you got to beat the Los Angeles Rams. This is a rivalry. This is going to be a cool matchup. I'm looking forward to getting all into it.
You couldn't even wait for me to say hit the graphic. And
it's a sick graphic.
I mean, listen, I don't blame them for not waiting to hit the graphic either. Look, 49ers Rams in Los Angeles. The countdown crew and John Chapman down there early getting pumped. I mean, talk about 49ers fans all over California right now and all over the globe are excited for this game. Niners win and get in like you talked about. An opportunity to, avenge that 2019 season, get the taste out of 2020 out of everybody's mouth. I'm pumped for this game. There's so many things happening. The Niners getting some guys back, getting a little bit healthy. Questions still surrounding the quarterback room. Is Trey going to be the guy who leads this team out there, or is it going to be Jimmy Garoppolo? Jimmy Garoppolo getting some passes up earlier this week, and so maybe possibly Jimmy G. Who knows? But at the end of the day, right now, the 49ers have owned this team. They have owned this team the last 5 times that they've played in which Jimmy Garoppolo has been the quarterback. They've established that run game early. They've really come out and set the physical tone each and every time that they've played the Rams where they've had success. So I imagine that's going to be the same kind of idea going into this game. Is that what you're thinking and is that what you're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, they've established a blueprint of how to go after these Los Angeles Rams, and that is go ahead and be physical, to play them as far as in the trenches. And this defense has been, built and predicated on speed for the Los Angeles Rams. It's built on stopping the pass. The 49ers come out there and they want to run the ball 40 times. And when you've got a running back room that has Elijah Mitchell in it, you can do it. But when you have great blocking like the 49ers have up front, and the way that Kyle Shanahan is able to scheme it up, you can make players like Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey almost irrelevant, because not only can you run away from Aaron Donald, but you can double team him at the point of attack and win in other areas, because the Rams don't have a good enough linebacker group. And then in the first matchup, the 49ers went after Von Miller, almost every single play, it felt like, because they were kicking him out, they were double teaming that in, they were getting that push on the edge and then running up inside of that. It was a great game plan before. I look for that to be a little bit tweaked this time, but they were fooling Von Miller all throughout the game. They would act like they were going to kick him out sometimes and then hook him and get around the outside. It is something you have to do, but that's why the 49ers match up so well. This offense that is built around a tough running game is built to beat a Los Angeles Rams style of defense. The Rams are not going to be an easy out. They are a tough football team. I don't think this is going to be anything but close. And this thing comes down to the wire. But the 49ers have proven they do have a blueprint that can go out and attack it. The question marks could be at the quarterback position, where you're going to see either a young guy in Trey Lance go out there with his first opportunity to get a shot at the Rams. How will he deal with seeing Aaron Donald and those guys on the other side? And a Jimmy Garoppolo who says OF is the way he feels when he's throwing the football. That's how tough it is to throw the football. It hurts really bad, and he's trying to get his motion back to its original way it was. So this is kind of that part's up in the air, but whenever you have a balanced, tough run game like the 49ers have, where you can go outside and inside against a particular opponent, you can alleviate a lot of the pressure that's on those quarterbacks. So that is the game plan, I'm sure, going in, Alex, is to attack with the run once again.
How could it not be? How could it not be to attack with the run? That's where you've had most of your success against this team. That's where it's been generated and stemmed from, is your run game. The run game is what got you out of the slump that the Niners won when they lost games. The run game is what made teams so fearful of the 49ers coming in late to the season. They reestablished that run game yet again last week against the Houston Texans, and now they're going to look to do it again this week. I don't see how it could not be the case. Teams are typically built to stop what your offense is, and the Rams' offense is a pass-first kind of passing threat offense, 3-4 wide receiver sets, really spread the field, make teams spread out, and then attack them either downfield or over the middle. McVay has learned a lot from Kyle Shanahan, and they have a lot of things that attack middle of the field and middle crossers and things of that nature, and they get a lot of guys open that way. But they do things differently. McVay does like to stretch that ball vertically a lot more, and Matt Stafford has shown that he will take those shots down that field and down the side even when there's nothing there. So if you're the 49ers, you got to expect that there's going to be some opportunities for turnovers, but you have to take care of the football and you have to win the time of possession. Something Kyle Juszczyk talked about early in the week that the Niners do really well against this Rams team. Good old 44 Ant. And that's why my offensive key matchup is what it is. And it's why it's this right side of the O-line, Ant, versus Donald and Miller, the all-pros versus the average Joes, Ant. And yes, a lot of people consider them to be average Joes, but for some reason, Ant, whenever the 49ers face off against the Rams, Daniel Brunskill turns into something else. He's not Daniel Brunskill. He's Daddy Brunskill. And he takes Aaron Donald to school. He takes him out actually behind the wood chipper and gives him a spanking across his bottom and says, "No, Aaron, you don't get to do that." And literally in the same game, man, he'll go from taking care of and stifling Aaron Donald to getting blown by some nobody third-string D lineman on the very next snap. Daniel Brunskill is like this weird spectrum of, can't figure it out and all-world beater Aaron Donald stopper. I don't understand what it is. And I almost expect the other shoe to drop at some point against Aaron Donald, right? That's what it feels like. At some point,
yeah,
Donald's going to get one up on him. Because it feels like the last 4 times that they've played, there's not been a whole lot from Aaron Donald against Daniel Brunskill.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, Alex.
Is this the game? Is this the game where all of the joke, right? It feels like a meme. It does feel like a meme. Daddy Brunskill, like it's a meme. Does it all come to a head this week? Is Aaron Donald just say enough is enough and handles business? Or the 49ers going to find a way, even if he decides to go, all pro world beater and destroy whatever is left of Daniel Brunskill's confidence? Are the Niners going to be able to run away from him and scheme it up so that he's not going to be able to have that kind of impact?
Yeah, they do. I mean, they neutralize him, and this is the thing. This is why the title is so tricky. Because maybe it's Brunskill that makes Aaron Donald look like an average Joe in these situations.
True.
Against Aaron Donald, he looks all pro. And that is something that has been baffling since the beginning when you've seen these two match up. And Daniel Brunskill has consistently been able to go out there. There's something about the matchup, something that Aaron Donald does that for some reason, so far Brunskill has been able to figure him out. At some point, you expect, a all-pro such as Aaron Donald to figure Daniel Brunskill out. But yeah, you can game plan this, to run away from Aaron Donald. But sometimes the best way to take advantage of him, too, is to run right at him. So the 49ers, the key is running the football because Aaron Donald, yes, he's a good run stopper, and he relies on penetration a lot. However, if you allow him to penetrate up the field, you can wham him, you can kick him out, you can run up underneath him. So it leaves opportunities there. Where you don't want is third and long situations. You don't want Aaron Donald to be able to pin his ear back and go against Daniel Brunskill in a one-on-one situation. That's not good for the 49ers. So that's why the run game is so important in this game. And that's why your key matchup is so important, because Daniel Brunskill really does need to win. Tom Compton really does need to win. And if they do win, the 49ers have a great opportunity to win this football game.
And you take you really take the strengths of Von Miller and Aaron Donald away if you're able to establish that run game. You truly do. When we've seen what we can do already against Von Miller. We saw the success George Kittle had and what Kyle Juszczyk had against him as well. So, you get that run game going early, and you're going to make life really hard for those two gentlemen. And then hopefully, Ant, you're going to be able to have success with your offensive key matchup, because if the run game's going, I have a feeling it may help out what you're thinking offensively needs to occur.
Yeah, my offensive key matchup is the 49ers quarterbacks versus the generic 49ers quarterbacks.
Oy vey.
Oy vey. Is it going to be Jimmy or is it going to be oy vey? It's going to be a big thing in this football game is how these quarterbacks are able to handle the pressure. And I say quarterbacks because we're not sure yet, what it's going to be, or if we're going to see both. We might see one for a while. We might see the other one come in relief. We're not sure yet, and I'm sure we're not going to know until game time or pretty close to. But these guys have to go out there and they have to take care of business. And one way to take care of business is making sure you're putting your run game in the proper positions to be successful and then converting on third down. You cannot beat the Los Angeles Rams if you don't convert on third and manageable. Those are situations you have to take advantage of. You have to continually move the sticks. Keep this Rams offense off the field. Keep the defense out there. Wear them down. So as this game progresses, you can continually put it down on them. You want to keep pounding them until they just give up. And the only way you can do that is to convert on those third down situations. It has to be an attitude. It has to be a mindset. It has to be, you know, the Kyle Juszczyk, George Kittle style of football in this game. You have to get after it in a big way. And if they do, they have a chance to win. I'm not saying it's going to be pretty. It could be ugly. But these 49ers quarterbacks cannot turn the football over. No. They have to get these players into the right situations, and they need to convert on the third and manageables. Because when you run on first and you run on second, you better be able to convert on third. And I think the play action pass will be available because the Rams will have to commit to it. You will see Reader and these linebackers flying upfield. That will leave opportunities in the middle of the field where Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle love to operate. And if Trey's in there, if he finds him in those situations, there's going to be some big plays. We know Jimmy will find those players over the middle of the field. But if Jimmy starts turning over the ball or he's struggling, you know, with his thumb, it could give the Rams opportunities that we can't afford to give them in this game. 49ers, don't beat yourselves. Quarterbacks, don't beat yourself. Don't be the generic version. Go out there and make some plays, but don't make turnovers either.
Correct. Cannot be making turnovers. You cannot be shooting yourself in the foot in this game and expect to walk out of this thing with a W. You really can't do it. There's too many weapons offensively for the Rams. And yes, they have shown times and moments where they're going to struggle. But we need those opportunities, right? We need them to struggle and us to be able to capitalize, not the other way around. It cannot be the inverse. And this is why the defense has to continue to step up in a big way and do the things it's going to do. Now, you know, Ambry Thomas on COVID protocols. It's looking like no, right? It's
no, he could still make it.
He still can.
So far, you know, the secondary room can still make it, you know, to the game time.
Okay, so we have that going for us, which is a positive thing in the right direction for the 49ers. And now that the Dequez Denard signing and is even bigger now than it ever has been. So look, the 49ers DBs has always been the question. There's a very talented wide receiver core from Cooper Kupp to Odell Beckham Jr. to the very speedy Van Jefferson. And there's a lot of weapons all over the field that can do a lot of different things. Luckily for the 49ers, you do have a talented safety room. And again, if Jimmy Ward is back in the fold, that makes me feel a little bit better about what the secondary can do. The good news is you still have D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico Ryans, one of the best in the league at disguising coverages, really keeping guys guessing on their toes. And if there's one thing that we have seen, last week, Matt Stafford threw three picks. I think this is the second time now in like 3 weeks that he's thrown 3 picks and a half of a football game. And they won both of those football games, which is absolutely ridiculous, which means in a big way, their defense has been stepping up for their offensive mistakes. However, how long can they continue to do that for? If you're able to go out there, disguise coverages, really keep Matt Stafford guessing, and he's turning the ball over, Kyle Shanahan, the ball turns to you and your offense. So defense, disguise those coverages really well. Let's force Matt Stafford into some situations where we're going to make mistakes, because I think you and I both believe this D-line can get after it in a big way. That interior O-line for the Rams is suspect.
Yeah, it is. I mean, a lot of people are taking notice of the way D'Amico Ryans is scheming up defense. And that's why my key matchup in this football game is actually D'Amico Ryans versus Matthew Stafford, and surprising Stafford. I think if you can surprise him and you can give him a look that he's not anticipating, it could be a big opportunity for him to turn over the football. You couple in the fact that this, you know, pass rush can get after him, and they've had success against the Rams in the past and success against the Rams early on this season. I think that there can be timely blitzes. I'm not worried about the defensive backs, you know, missing practice as long as they're able to play in the game. You're 18 weeks into the season. These guys understand the concepts of this defense. They understand where they're supposed to be and what they're supposed to be, no matter what the game plan is. They're still going to be able to do all those things over Zoom. So they'll be prepared. This week's practice is not as important as it would have been, you know, 6, 7, 8 weeks ago. We still don't know who's going to be starting at the cornerback position. I'm sure we'll find out, you know, closer to the game, which means the Rams won't know. But we do know that what we have to do in this game is D'Amico Ryans has to surprise Matthew Stafford. He has to make him think for a second, make him feel uncomfortable. And Matthew Stafford has proven this season that when he feels uncomfortable, he will still let it roll and still throw it into situations that aren't good. And sometimes I believe he believes his talent is better than it actually is at this stage in his career, and he will just whip the ball in there. And some of those plays can be turnovers, but we have to capitalize on those turnovers. We have to make sure that when we get those turnovers, that you are able to convert. Because if you are, and the 49ers are able to run the football like we think they can, then this game is going to be shortened in a big way, and you could be 1 or 2 turnovers away from the Rams not even coming close to, you know, catching up. Even though they're only 2 scores down, it might be too much to overcome because the 49ers can occupy the clock in a big way.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Matt Stafford's got a little gunslinger in him. And
oh, yeah.
If there's one thing to know about gunslingers is a couple of things. Number one, that can lead to mistakes. It can be. I can think of one gunslinger off the top of my head, Ant, that slings that thing and is willing to take some chances and take some shots that is notorious for not really turning the ball over that much, and that's Aaron Rodgers. There's a reason why he's one of the best in the league and one of the best to ever do it at the quarterback position. That's a guy who takes chances and takes some risks and slings that thing, but it doesn't ever, not ever, but it very rarely results in turnovers. But gunslingers are going to take chances. They're going to take risks. They believe that that arm strength can get that ball there, even if everything's telling them, hey, I probably shouldn't do this. They believe they can fit that ball in and get it there. And so DeMeco Ryans, if you disguise it, get Stafford thinking he has something. Even if he last second catches it, he's going to still think, I'm just now seeing it. Maybe I can still do it. Maybe I can still get it there. And then your defense just has to capitalize. And look, the Niners, the last time they played the Rams, they did capitalize. They got 2 big turnovers. One of them was a pick 6 to the house by Jimmy Ward. So that's a positive thing. The Niners can do it. They've shown they can do it. They can do it against this football team. They just need to build on it. And disguising those coverages is going to give opportunities for these DBs, and that's what my key matchup is. It is these DBs trying to coop up Cooper Kupp and Van Jefferson specifically. Now, you may be sitting there going, well, what about Odell Beckham? Well, listen. Van Jefferson is a very speedy wide receiver. Odell Beckham doesn't have that type of speed anymore. Okay? Do I think that Emmanuel Mosley and Ambry Thomas, if those are the 2 guys that end up able to playing, do I think those 2 guys in one-on-one situations can lock down Odell Beckham? 100%. I don't have any worries about it. And I'm not concerned. If it's K'Wan Williams in the slot or Dante Johnson in the slot against Odell Beckham, I'm not that worried about it. Van Jefferson's speed is a problem. It's something that you're always thinking about. You have to be worried about. He's fast. He's shown that he's developed as a route runner. He's catching more passes over the middle of the field than at any other point in his career. He's becoming a very versatile threat for Matt Stafford. And Cooper Kupp, while he isn't the speediest guy in the world, he's deceptively quick, he's shifty, and most importantly, an incredible route runner. This guy gets open no matter how tight the coverage is, and if the ball, even if he just gets a step, that ball's in space, he's going to make a catch. Cooper Kupp is a problem. These 2 guys are the ones that can break your backs. Now, Cooper Kupp is going to get his, I think, regardless. He's gotten his all season long. No one has slowed him down. But you can't, if you're the Niners, you can't let him have it all. If you're going to let them have Cooper Kupp and let Cooper Kupp get his when he's going to get his, that's fine. But Van Jefferson and Odell Beckham cannot have that much of an impact on this game. You need to keep them under 40, 50 yards receiving. Don't let them be guys that are converting on 3rd downs. Take them away. Understand that you're going to do whatever you can against Cooper Kupp in the situations that you can, but also know that at some point in time, he's just going to get his. And if you put them in 3rd and long enough, more often than not, hopefully you're getting off the field more times than letting them extend drives and eventually put points up on the board.
Yeah, early in the last matchup, it was Odell Beckham's first game with the Los Angeles Rams.
True.
And they tried to force feed him the football and try to make him be an impact in that game. And they really did get a lot of rhythm throws. I think that is a key to beating the 49ers defense a lot of times is the rhythm throws, but they haven't seen a quarterback that can do it consistently like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers did it for that entire first half, and that is why the Green Bay Packers got to the lead. I don't think McVay or Matthew Stafford will stick with that sort of game plan where they just sit back, rhythm throw. So I think that's where they're going to have some issues because the secondary, even though it is not as good as it could have been with Jason Verrett, is still talented enough to make plays because they have a front 4 that can get after you. And DeMeco Ryans doesn't have to, bring a 7th guy in the box to stop this run game because Sony Michel, even though he's a good running back, he's not as dynamic as you would worry about. I don't think Cam Akers is going to be dominant or, explosive, and I'm very familiar with him coming off the Achilles injury. So I think that there's a little bit of a weakness there with the Rams running game. The 49ers can take advantage of that. You throw in the fact that we might have Dre Greenlaw back, and so you're not worried about this front 7 handling the run. And that is a good sign for the 49ers. That means you can keep a safety back. You talk about Van Jefferson. He's going to do well over the middle. That's where he likes to go. He likes to get up that seam. We got Jaquiski Tartt. Hopefully Jimmy Ward is capable of playing. If he is, that is a good situation. But one thing to remember is Cooper Kupp is good. But Jimmy Ward has been an eraser for Cooper Kupp.
It's true.
For some reason, Jimmy Ward plays Cooper Kupp very good, and we see Cooper Kupp dropping footballs against the 49ers on plays that he should make. If he for some reason starts doing that again, then the Rams offense is going to sputter. And we've seen them, at times have drops. They've had drops by their tight end, drops by Cooper Kupp. If drops, come back into the equation, the 49ers secondary can handle business. But that front four needs to be able to put pressure on and take some of the pressure off the back end, because we do not want these long developing plays and this 3 wide receiver sets for the Rams to be able to get successful. But I think you can run a lot of 2 deep safeties in this game. We'll see what happens, and we'll see if K'Wan Williams, Jimmy Ward, and those guys are all capable of playing on Sunday.
Please, oh please, oh please, let them all be capable of playing. That would be huge for this team. It'd be huge for us. And I know the fan base would feel a lot better. The Cutback crew would feel a lot better if all 3 of those guys are able to go out there. And you add Dre Greenlaw back into that mix, and that's going to be a problem. That's definitely going to be a problem. But this is not going to be a cakewalk by any means, unless, of course, Ant, and while that's bold predictions come true, yours last week, you had one that did come true, and the Niners got a big win because of it. And listen, a couple of these, while that's bold, go our way, you could be looking at another blowout situation here for the 49ers, which I think every 49ers fan wants. We want to go into halftime feeling like, oh man, we get to celebrate. We're going to the playoffs, but we're handling this team. Let's do this thing. But listen, while that's bold, always fun here on the channel. Let's get into it. It's time for Week 18, 49ers at Rams, bold predictions, Ant.
Wow, that's really bold. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Time for a while that's bold, Alex.
Really bold time, man. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, it's really bold. Look, offensively, while that's bold. Last week, you said it. I went ridiculous. Right? I went a little ridiculous. I went Jimmy and Trey, both of them. Trey throwing 2 touchdowns, Jimmy rushing for a touchdown. Was a little ridiculous. But this week, I'm not going to go with the quarterback situation. Instead, I am going to take 2 guys. 2 guys who are going to contribute to 230 plus yards rushing. Deebo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell are going to combine for 230 plus rushing yards in this football game, letting the Rams know yet again, we will run on you whenever, wherever, and however many times we feel like it, and there's nothing you can do about it. McVay, you know we're going to run the football, and guess what? You still can't do anything about it. Deebo Samuel and Elijah Mitchell, and huge in the rushing game Sunday.
I like that, and that's hard for them to be able to figure out where Deebo Samuel is going to be, and that means that the Rams have to put a 8th, guy into the box, which means it's going to give Trey or Jimmy, whoever it is, an opportunity to go down the field and to make plays behind that linebacker group. So if they get 230 yards rushing, I think that is pretty much a lock, foregone conclusion. The 49ers are winning that football game.
It better be.
Winning the time possession, everything.
It better be.
And Alex, while that's bold, is going to play in that in a big way. Because when this happens, the 49ers don't usually lose. And that is that this 49ers offense is going to commit no turnovers. 0 turnovers, a complete donut. It doesn't matter if it's Jimmy Garoppolo. It doesn't matter if it's Trey Lance. There's no turnovers coming from the 49ers. A complete dominance on the ground, according to your While That's Bold. And that's what contributes to the 49ers winning. So, yeah, that's why While That's Bold, no turnovers.
It's bold, Ant. And not only is it bold, but, yeah, if that happens, there is no loss. The Niners don't lose football games when they don't turn it over. It's just something that doesn't happen. The losses, L's are not in the column, Ant. They're not a possibility for the 49ers when they take care of the football. So let's take care of that. But defensively, what do you got for While That's Bold? What's happening on the defensive side of the ball, Ant?
So last week, my While That's Bold was that the 49ers were going to hold, the opposing team to 34% third down efficiency, and it was 33.3. So I was pretty spot on. I enjoy getting that While That's Bold right, and I'm hoping I get one right this week, because I have the 49ers holding Matthew Stafford to 57% completion percentage and committing 3 turnovers.
Oh my gosh almighty. And I had a Matt Stafford prediction as well, and it was 4 turnovers for Matt Stafford. 4 turnovers. So helping contribute to that 53% completion percentage. 57, my apologies. The 57% completion percentage. I know one of them will be for sure a fumble. The other 3 obviously would be picks then in that scenario. But yeah, that's what I'm going with. We're going to stick to it here with this. We're going to stick to it with the turnovers and the completion percentage from you for Matt Stafford. That's very specific, and it's definitely bold.
I was specific last week, and it worked out for me. So
it did. So you're going to go back-to-back specific weeks. I like it. Mm-hmm. I like it. I really do. 4 turnovers, 3 turnovers. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, yes. I mean, Stafford has also shown he can do that. And if there's one thing we know about this 49ers D-line, is that they can get after it. And they've already shown that they can get after it in a big way against Stafford. You forced 2 last time. I think it can go up. I think it can definitely go up. We'll see what happens.
I will guarantee that if our Wildcats bowl come true, and I don't think they're that far fetched this time. I think they're pretty spot on. If we go 4 for 4 in our Wildcats bowls, the 49ers are 100% chance lock to win this game.
What's the how bad is the score though?
I think it's a 2 or 3 score win if they go into this.
Okay.
Because I do think there's going to be such a commitment to the run game that I think the game will be shortened. And so the Saints might find out if the game goes away. The Saints might find out at the end of the third quarter of their game that they have no chance of making the playoffs because the 49ers just secured a victory. That's how much time of possession could change if the 49ers are able to run the football like you said, create the turnovers like we both said,
True.
and hold Matthew Stafford to 57%. That means he's not converting on third down.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. And that means off the field, maybe more punts than extended drives, or maybe going for it on fourth downs near their own territory and putting the Niners in even better field position.
And that also means hello, Arizona.
Hello, Arizona, indeed. You would have won the NFC West in that scenario, and probably facing us in the first round, and I'm all for that as well. So look, we'll see what happens, Ant. It's going to be interesting, that is for sure. But another thing that's pretty tight, right? Pretty close, coming down to the wire, is Lock It Up, in which your boy here has got a 2-game lead over Esteeves.
Oh, you're not even going to mention me. Interesting.
Is it a game?
3, I believe.
It's 3. Okay, so 3 over you, 2 over Esteeves.
Are you sure it's 2 over Esteeves?
I believe it is 2 over Esteeves because I predicted a game. I went Panthers last week.
Okay.
So I lost a game.
I know you lost a game.
I lost a game on Esteeves, and I believe you. So yeah, I was 4 on you. Now I'm 3. Esteeves was 3. Now it's 2. Hey, it's all within striking distance. So now we're gonna see how the picks play out and what happens. Pray for me, Cutback crew. I'd love to walk away with the belt just this once, just this one time. It's time though for Lock It Up.
Hello, Cutback. It's week 18, the final week of the NFL 2022 regular season. And things are serious. The entire Lock It Up segment is tight. Everyone a game or two away from the top. That's when we have to make decisions. Decisions that will stick with us forever. Decisions we have to live with. The tough decisions we have to make. Like I'm going to make today. I have to go to a place that I've tried to stay away from, but I have no choice. I have to side with a team that I have been against my entire life. But it's a move I have to make if I have any shot of winning Lock It Up. And I will live with this pain on top of the mountain. So with that said, here are my picks for week 18 in the NFL 2022 regular season. 2 special games since the other 2 are NFC West games. So, taking the Cowboys over the Eagles. Taking the Saints over the Falcons. I'm taking the Cardinals over the Seahawks. And for the Rams versus 49ers, I have to choose the 49ers, man. Come on. Like, I'm going to go with the Rams? You kidding me? I don't care what their record is. I don't side with the Rams. I don't side with the corporate. I go with this. I'm with the Niners all the way. I don't care about the mountaintop. I don't care if Alex is on top. I can't cross that line and go with a god freaking Rams. I don't think so. I got 2 words for the Rams. It's right there, and you know what I'm talking about. Niners over the Rams. And if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Alex, enjoy the mountain. Hope you like it. Maybe next year, I'll push you off it.
Wait, is this guy, is he serious? He's going to push me off the mountain?
I like it.
He's giving me the mountain, and he's just going to push me off?
I like his style. He's got 2 words for you, Alex.
I thought he said, I thought it cut off before.
He's
do you know what the words are?
Oh, I know what the word.
Does the cutback crew, can you let me know in the comment section down below what the words are? I don't know what the 2 words are. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't watching wrestling at that time. I'm just kidding. I know what the words are.
Wow.
Look, big yikes. That would have been a big yikes.
That is a big yikes.
It would have been. It would have been one.
No, it is.
Oh, it is. As you can see, I hold a 3-game lead over Ant. I hold a 2-game lead over the Azorean One because someone went with the Ravens last week thinking that they would get up early and then hold on to the lead. They did get up early. They didn't hold on to the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I can't believe it's not Lamar Jackson, Tyler Huntley. The Cutback crew, though, 38-30, tied with the Horst Ant. And this thing is closer than I would like it to be. And I think a certain someone over there in a Kyle Juszczyk jersey and red gear and attire is going to intentionally pick opposite of me. Maybe. We'll see.
You open the door, Alex. I'm going to walk through that door.
You're gonna take advantage?
You have definitely been talking up the last 5 or 6 weeks that you were in supreme control.
I was in supreme control.
However, I can feel your nervousness right now.
I'm a little nervous.
You see the defending champion. I'm like the Undertaker coming up behind AJ Styles in the graveyard match. I'm right behind you.
Well, see, I'm nervous about both you and the Azorean One. However, when I saw the Azorean One's picks, I was like, oh, we really only differ in one area. So I was like, okay, so I'm good there. But I know you, and I know how you do things. Like, it's just. The NFL, anything has happened every week. Like crazy things have happened. This I won't be surprised if this ends up being a tie.
I've just been biding my time.
Oh God, is there any way that you're picking against the Niners?
I've been biding my time, waiting for my opportunity to pounce.
I'm
like Nick Bosa on the backside. You don't see me coming, and then pow, fumble.
Oh my gosh! Well,
Alex is about to fumble away.
I could
lock
fumble
it
away.
Up championship. He's about to pull a fudge head and lose in the last second.
He was up, dude.
Yeah.
My father, Sir Fudgehead, was winning his fantasy football championship. Najee Harris ripped off that huge run for Megan. It brought Megan 2 points short. And Fudgehead celebrated what he thought was a championship until stat corrections came out. And stat corrections ripped it out of his cold, lively, somewhat dead hands. And Megan ended up winning the championship. So thanks to Najee Harris's big run at the end of the football game, Megan walks away with the crown in my main league. That I finished almost second to last in.
Yeah.
Horst, ironically enough, finished last. So I appreciate Horst losing to me in the last place game.
At least he's consistent.
True, he's finishing.
And what's consistent is you might as well call me Najee because I'm coming for you.
Oh, don't do it, Ant. Don't do it. Listen, we got Saints, Falcons, that game on the docket first. The Azorean One going with the Saints, and Horst going with the Saints. The Cutback crew voted for the Falcons. Do I even want to know what you're going with? You know what? I'll start it. I'm going to start, Ant, because I am going to let my homer flag fly. I'm going to let my homer flag fly, and I'm going to pick the Falcons. I think they're going to be able to establish their running game. I think they're going to have some success in that area. Yes, no Kyle Pitts. Yes, some issues there, but their defense has improved. Their defense has been playing better, and they do have a lot to play for. They have some pride, and they're also playing spoiler here against a division opponent. Why not the Falcons this week? I'm taking the Falcons 21-18.
Not a bad choice, Alex. It's really not. And a 3-point victory is kind of, what you can expect from these two, teams in the matchup. I mean, I could sit here and tell you that I was, gonna go with the Saints the entire time, but that's not true. I'm going with the Saints because you went with the Falcons. And so this gives me an opportunity to be able to tie it up. You do whatever's necessary to win. And in this case, winning means picking the Saints. The 49ers are going to handle business against the Rams more than likely, so this game is irrelevant. So me picking the Saints has no problems for me. It doesn't have any worries about the 49ers not making the playoffs because of a Saint victory, because if it did, I would definitely be picking the Falcons, but I believe in my boys. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Saints, and that means that it could inch me even a little bit closer to a lock it up time.
The Cutback Crew at 84% on this, Ant. This was a game that was completely up in the air for me. I was picking this game first before you on our little docket thing, and I made my pick, knowing full well that most likely whatever it is that mine ended up being, you were going to be the opposite, and sure enough, there we are, Ant, picking the opposite of me.
I actually appreciate you picking the Falcons because I think the Saints are going to win the game.
That
made it a little bit easier.
I think the Saints are going to win the game also.
Yeah.
But I'm letting my homer take
I have
advantage
no problems
here.
with that. I hope the Falcons win.
Same.
Unless the 49ers for sure are going to win against the Rams, then I for sure hope the Saints win. That way I can tie you up.
I know you would like that, Amp, but you need a lot more than just one game. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Up next, we got Eagles, Cowboys. A game that we've already seen the Eagles play the Cowboys earlier this year. It did not go very well for the Eagles. The Cowboys have been up and down. Offense clicks one week and then completely goes by the wayside the next week. Defense looks phenomenal one week and then, can't slow down Kyler Murray and a very hampered Arizona offense. The Cowboys are a little bit inconsistent. The Azorean One is going with the Cowboys. Horst is going with the Cowboys. The Cutback Crew, Ant, is going with the Cowboys. And I am going with the Cowboys. I think that the Cowboys have enough pieces. I think the Eagles are still hampered by, the injuries at the running back room, some very suspect play from Jalen Hurts. I think the defense is going to be able to get after this Jalen Hurts and this O-line. Their D-line is going to be able to cause some pressure. I think Diggs is going to be able to have some opportunities on the outside. And I think Micah Parsons is going to be a big problem for them, for their run game to get going and as well as a pass rusher. I think the Cowboys are going to be able to win this thing pretty soundly. I have this thing going 28-17 Cowboys over the Eagles.
I have friends that are both Eagles and Cowboys fans, and my Cowboys friend Dave will tell you that anytime that the Cowboys get into a situation where they can improve a playoff seeding or put themselves in a better situation, they're going to ultimately fumble it at the end of the day. That is just what they do. For some reason, they can't beat Eli Manning and the Giants at home.
True.
This seems to be a struggle with them. I think with all the conversation too about the possibility of the Super Bowl moved to Dallas and all that, is just going to be in the back of everyone's minds. And I think that also you've got the fact that, the Eagles do have a very good defensive line that could cause some problems for Dak Prescott. And I have to throw in there the fact that every single time I've picked the Cowboys to be victorious this year, they have lost for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go opposite and pick the Eagles. And I'm going to try to inch one game closer to coming at you and tying you for this lock it up time.
This very well could happen, Ant. This is another game that I was a little tossed up on. The Cutback Crew was 69% with this game. Look, at the end of the day, the Eagles don't really have a lot to play for, and that's kind of what swung me the other direction. Their seed is, for the most part, pretty much situated.
Not entirely accurate.
Well, if the Niners lose and they win, they bump up one.
Yeah, and the Saints would be the 7th seed.
No, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, the Eagles they still have something to play for.
Not very much anything. They've already locked up a playoff spot. They're going to be in the dance no matter what. It's just a matter of who are you playing. And in all honesty, if you're the Eagles, a Cowboys win this week gives them an opportunity to move up into the 2 seed, which would give them an opportunity as well to play the Cowboys yet again.
Yeah.
For a 3rd straight time. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup this week. This is a game that could go either way.
Well, it's also been flexed to Saturday night.
It's true.
There's going to be a lot of eyes on it, and after this Eagles win against the Cowboys, your butt is going to go just like that.
It's going to be
as
plunging.
You see Ant get a little bit closer as I'm gaining on you from behind.
You very well could be, Ant. These are 2 games that I'm not 100%
I'm like Julius Campbell. I'm just ready to run you down from behind and cause the fumble.
I hope not. I really hope not, Ant.
Hold on to that ball, Petey.
Hold on. I'm trying. I'm trying to hold on to the ball, Ant, but you're making it very difficult here going against every single one of my picks. Up next, though, Arizona, Seattle. There's no way that you're picking Seattle, so I'm very confident here, Ant. Listen, I just gave it away what mine's going to be. I'm going to go with Arizona in this matchup between these 2 teams. I think Arizona is getting healthy. I think they have the run game. Hopefully they're going to be able to get established and get going. I think Kyler Murray has shown that he is getting more and more comfortable coming off of the ankle injury, which is a good thing for the Arizona Cardinals. Not so much of a good thing for the Seattle Seahawks. The only thing going against Arizona is they're playing at home, which they've been absolutely terrible doing all season long. They're going to try and right that ship right now against the Seattle Seahawks team, and I think they can. Yes, Seattle put up a lot of points last week. It wasn't against a very good football team, It was not a very good football team at all whatsoever. Yes, they have a lot of things to play for, but this is a banged-up team. No Bobby Wagner either in this game, so Bobby Wagner will be out. I think that just opens the door for the Arizona Cardinals to do a lot of damage. The Azorean One going with the Cardinals. The Cutback crew going with the Cardinals. Horse going with the Cardinals, and I'm taking the Cardinals in this game. 31-13, Arizona. What is your score prediction for this game? Because you're not picking Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this football game, and you're looking at these two teams matched up, this could be a swan song for Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll. This could be the last time they're together. One thing we do know about Cliff Kingsbury is this team seemed to crumble when it comes down time to the end of the year.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, 100%. Hi, Evan. And so this is one of those situations where you could see Arizona crumble again. They're playing at home, like you brought up. Cliff Kingsbury doesn't get it done a lot. I believe that the Arizona game versus the Cowboys could have been an anomaly. I think the Cowboys just struggle at the end of seasons a little bit more than Arizona. It was kind of like a battle of who could lose. And I think in this game, Seattle Seahawks are going to show up in a big way. Russell Wilson's going to get it going. They're going to fly off the handle. They're going to let the 12s roll. Even though it's in Arizona, Red Sea is not going to rise up because the 12 is going to take charge. Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll get it done, win the football game over the Arizona Cardinals 24-23 as Russell Wilson leads a last-second touchdown to DK Metcalf to end Arizona's chances of winning the division. And we put ourselves in a situation again where the 49ers possibly play the Rams in the first round of the playoffs.
68% of the Cutback crew. And Ant has managed to pick opposite of me in every game so far. There's no way you're picking against the Niners.
Stay tuned.
There's no way that you're picking against the Niners. Anthony.
Stay freaking tuned.
God, I'm getting so mad right now. I'm so frustrated. Listen, one game left on the docket, Ant. The big one, the one with the marble, everything is at stake in this game. If everything goes Ant's way in those first three games, then we're looking at a tied scenario here, unless Ant decides to go opposite of me, and then there will be only one winner. We'll find out what you did here in a little bit. But look, I'm going San Francisco in this Niners matchup with. I'm so flustered, Ant. You got me so flustered.
You're frazzled
With the Rams. I think the run game, they're going to be able to get that established. I think regardless of who the quarterback is, you have a positive situation there. And I think you're going to get those pieces back in the secondary that we're missing right now. I think regardless of what happens, the Niners have struggled against the Rams when it hasn't been Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback, but the Niners have also not had the type of quarterback that is Trey Lance when Jimmy hasn't been available. I think that bodes well for San Francisco more than anything else going into this matchup. The unknown X factor that could be Trey Lance and the Jimmy factor against this Rams team. I think both of those things keep the Rams on edge. They're not able to get a lot of things going. And I think the Niners are able to get a runaway with this thing a little bit earlier and then able to coast because the Rams, once they get down big, are going to be like, you know what, let's just make sure we're healthy. Let's rest some guys. They're going to sit Stafford. They'll sit some of the other guys. Aaron Donald's going to come off the field because Daddy Brunskill is taking care of business, and the Niners are going to walk away with this thing 28-17 San Francisco, another 11-point victory. And look, I do it. Pick against the Niners.
I get nervous anytime that a team has extreme success against another.
True.
Like, that just makes me nervous because you're waiting for that other shoe to drop. You're waiting for, just like you brought up with Brunskill and Aaron Donald earlier in our key matchups, is at some point, right, you're just ready for that one time that it flips. We haven't seen that much from the 49ers in Seattle. It seems like the 49ers can barely get over the hump there, and we haven't seen it from the Rams so far. If Jimmy Garoppolo is on the field and throwing the football, it seems like the Rams just can't get over him. Could this be the one time the Rams and McVay, with all the situations that the 49ers are dealing with, is this the time that they're able to overcome and beat the 49ers? Alex, I can't believe I'm about to do this.
You son of
I can't believe that I'm about to go 40 freaking Niners.
Okay.
49ers are going to win this football game. I told you I will never pick against them in the hopes of winning lock it up. That's not what I'm about. That's why I don't play fantasy football. I'm about my team first. And that's how I'm going to stay. And I believe the 49ers do win this game 26-19, and they get it done. They establish the run game early. They play pivotal defense, and I believe Stafford turns the ball over too much and is inconsistent on third down. That is the shortcomings that the Rams end up suffering. And I think you're right. At some point in this game, they realize they're probably not going to win. However, I do believe they try to gut it out and get the NFC West Championship. They do not want to falter. They do not want to fall, and they do not want any possibility of playing Kyle Shanahan and these 49ers in the playoffs. So they try to eliminate the 49ers early, but to no avail. The 49ers get it done in a big way. Jimmy Garoppolo does just enough. Trey Lance, I feel, is going to play in this game as well. And the 49ers actually pull Jimmy Garoppolo sometime in the fourth quarter, and Trey Lance finishes the game with an impressive 4-minute offense in the run game, and the 49ers get it done.
I like it, Ant. I like that pick. Cutback crew, 92% going with the 49ers. Horst going with the 49ers. Azorean One going with the 49ers. And he threw everyone for a swerve. Made everyone think he was going to do it. He was going to go full heel, pick against his team. The lock it up crown. He didn't do it. Did a very similar tactic here. The only difference is you went opposite in every other category. And every other game that I picked, you went a different direction. And so now, because of that, we have ourselves a scenario where after Saturday's game will be the telling story. If Saturday's game goes my way, it is over. I will officially have won Lock It Up Season 2. If it goes your way, then everyone sit tight, because Lock It Up is going to get very interesting heading into Sunday, and I'm going to be hating every second of it, Ant.
Yeah,
every second.
Especially because all of it's going to be happening at the same time in real time. Yeah, if this could go my way and I could tie you up, you will probably never forget it.
No, I will never forget it. I will be very sad.
It's worth the effort.
Retire from the podcast.
It's definitely worth the effort for me.
I mean, listen,
get in there and let it roll. I mean, what do I have to lose? Nothing.
No, literally nothing. Horse can't pass you.
No.
The Cutback crew can't pass you.
No.
The Azorean One was already ahead of you.
I mean, if a couple of games go my way, I jump ahead of the Azorean One.
Your worst case scenario is you finish exactly where you are right now, which is third place all alone. Best case scenario, Ant, you're walking out of here with a share of the Lock It Up title.
Yeah, and that would be back to back. You didn't think this was possible, did you? I've been watching it.
I wish I
waiting, anticipating.
I wish I had picked the Rams last week.
Yeah, I bet you do. Really? You tried to finish me off a week early, Alex.
I tried my darndest.
I appreciated it. I was waiting. I thought, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to pick against the 49ers? Am I gonna have to go, all 4 different games to tie Alex? But you opened the door. You went Ravens. I appreciate you. Thank you. I mean, no, not even with Lamar Jackson playing. Come on.
There was still a chance.
Yeah.
Can't believe he's not Lamar Jackson, man.
Why?
I can't believe he's not Lamar Jackson. Tyler Huntley, man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Just one.
When it comes down to it, right? I put myself in an opportunity and a chance to win.
You did.
That's all you can ask for at this time of the season, to be playing, a pivotal games,
meaningful January picks.
Yeah, might as well be the playoffs. I mean, we're in it.
Might as well. Cutback crew. Let us know what you thought about this whole game preview show. Let us know what you're thinking about Lock It Up. It's Cutback crew. You had yourself one heck of a season 1, finishing. We'll see how you finish, but right now 8 games over 500. Very nice showing in year 1. Give yourselves a round of applause and a pat on the back. You've done an absolutely incredible job. But let us know what you thought about all this game preview, our key matchups. Did we hit them out of the park? Did we miss something? Should we be going and focusing on something else? We want to hear from you, so make sure you're commenting down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already as well. And stick around, because we got What's Good with Jay and the Bay coming up, as well as Know Your Opponent not too long after that.
Yeah, it's an exciting day. We're right in the middle of the frenzy. Everything is building towards the Saturday game plan show. So watch the content, get Jay's 5 big things, go through the Know Your Opponent All-22 film. That'll give you an idea of what's going to happen in the game plan show. We're going to go over how the 49ers plan to attack the Los Angeles Rams and what they can do to slow up this Rams offense. Can the 49ers get it done? We're going to break it down in the game plan video. It's one of our most watched episodes during the week, so go check it out. And that'll all lead us to this big-time football game, a huge Sunday for the 49ers and for also these other teams. 5 pivotal games that are going to play an impact in how the 49ers sit and who the first-round matchup in Wildcard Weekend ultimately is. And once the 49ers win, then we get to sit back and wait and see. Do they play on Saturday? Do they play on Sunday? Or heaven forbid, do they play on Monday Night Football in the first ever playoffs on Monday night?
We'll see what happens. Cutback crew, we'll see you in the next one, which will be the Know Your Opponent one for us. But we'll see you over on Jay and the Bay's What's Good with Jay in the Bay this week as the Niners prep to take on the Rams. And until then, stay safe.
Remember, the right way
is always the 49ers way.